Nampak manufactures packaging in metal, glass, paper and plastic. And before I go to the market cap.
Interesting corporate strategy, expanding into Angola and Nigeria and getting a bit of a paddywhack, because those two companies, or countries rather, through Bevcan, have really taken a bit of a step back. So it had a huge revival like 6-7 years ago, and in recent times it's one of the worst performing big cap stocks on the Joburg market.
Market cap here 13.9 billion rand, price to earnings ratio of 11.1, dividend yield of 6.6%. Tough time. It's been disappointing for shareholders of this stock.
No, definitely. I mean, it's been absolutely crunched. I mean, that would be a historic dividend yield you just mentioned, and that's, very, I suppose, maybe a little bit misleading, because you've seen the price come off dramatically. I mean, it's trading around 20. I think the question that shareholders really got to consider, I mean, or investors at least, is this really a deep value opportunity sitting here? I mean, again, as Paul said, very difficult territories they're operating in, Nigeria and Angola. They've really been hit on the translational effect from the currencies. I mean, there's been liquidity issues. I mean, we spoke to management a while ago. They have assured us that there's no issue, basically supplying the plants in Nigeria. And you are going to get a demographic dividend. So I think if you've got a longer term view, this could be an amazing price. But definitely a beaten up company at the moment, really taken a lot of pain recently.
Plus a company that's been beaten up quite a few times in the last 30 years. It was one of the sort of larger industrials, and then it sort of had serial underperformance, write-downs, shutdowns, reorganizations. It looked good under Andrew Marshall. I must say I like Andre de Ruyter, the new CEO. You interviewed him on your Captains
recently,
of
and
Industry
he certainly
figure.
seems to have the strategy down pat.
Very
It's all about the
experienced
execution
guy.
now.
Yeah,
Share price, let's have a look at that, Paul.
Operationally, it worries me. Look at that. So it's gone all the way down. That's the 50% slide.
But that, again, going back to Gary's question, is this the ultimate value play?
Well, in the results commentary, they say we'd like to reassure shareholders that there's not a solvency issue here and that we shouldn't breach our debt covenants unless there's adverse. No, you don't. Those are not the sort of lines you want to be having to put into your
Unless they are
result.
adverse. So there was the
Rand
caveat.
dollar issues. So effectively, I think what happened there is they just got a little bit of a cash crunch. But should be okay, right?
Yeah, it should be okay. I mean, if you look at, again, what the sell side's putting out, Vestact's got a deep value buy on it, high conviction deep value buy, looking for 40 Rand as a target. So,
have you taken their advice and bought into this high value conviction?
Actually, we do hold a couple of Nampaks, but again, we understand what we're buying here. It is a very speculative play. It's very early on in the cycle to back a turnaround story on Nampak. But as Paul says, it's not going to breach its debt covenants. We feel that the balance sheet is robust enough to last out any solvency issues.
Hot or not?
I hold it, so I kind of have to go hot, don't I?
Well, thank goodness for that.
Yeah,
otherwise, go and sell it and come back and call it not hot.
Yeah, no,
otherwise, we can't believe you.
Like I say, just understand the hot behind that. It is a very speculative.
Are you giving it a speculative hot?
No, I'm going to go not hot. I think we need to see some stabilization in the oil price, which, maybe would it be better then for Nigeria and Angola. And then we also need to make sure that the glass operations, which have had a very tough time, return to stability and profitability with regard to those SAB Miller
You're being
contracts.
very cautious today, Paul.
Not
something happened since I left you.
Not a sector that I want to be brave about. No thanks.
Right, so we've got a not hot and a hot on Nampak, given that Gary holds it.